Owen, your thoughts on that one this afternoon?
Pretty frustrating. I think by far the poorest we've been all season. Just didn't get going at all. Obviously 2 poor goals early on and just difficult afternoon. I think we weren't at the races first half especially. And then, try and rally yourself at half time and get going again, and obviously they score a goal just after half time, and 3-0. It's obviously a tough one then, and we tried, we huffed and puffed, but obviously we didn't quite do anything and threaten them anywhere near enough as we should have. Still feel like we could have had a couple of goals, but nowhere near good enough I think today.
Timing of the goals, that 2 within inside the first 15 minutes, obviously a big blow, and then to concede early in the second half as well. The timing of the goals this afternoon really that kind of damaged that hopes of getting back into the game.
It did, yeah, but obviously we've got to be better than that. I think obviously it's always going to be difficult when you concede 2 early goals away from home, but we knew what was coming. Wasn't a surprise to what the way that they played or anything. We just got out battled, now fought early on, and when you do that away from home in this league, you pay the price, and obviously 2 goals down becomes difficult afternoon for you, and then obviously when the third goes in just after half time, like I said, it gets even harder. So just really disappointed more than anything else.
Gaff has said that it's a bit of not a wake-up call, but a clear message that if you're not at your levels in this division, you get punished. Is kind of that what you take from it? Yeah,
definitely. Like you say, it's probably a bit of a wake-up call for everyone. Bit of a kick up the backside, which sometimes you need in football. I think things have been going so well recently for everyone. Bit of a maybe reality check for the full team, and it just shows that when we drop our levels, on the day we're vulnerable, and we can't afford to do that in any game. And I think other than today, we've been really positive in every game, in every competition, to be honest. Barring odd spells here and there, so to produce a poor performance is probably the most disappointing thing, because obviously we lost to Huddersfield, but the performance was there, whereas today it wasn't. So like I said, hopefully a bit of a wake-up call forward, and make sure we put that right and it doesn't happen again.
The fact that you have been so good as a team early in this season, and back beyond that as well, that give you heart that and not to dwell on this too much, just take the lessons from it and move on.
I think so. It's getting the balance right. You don't want to just brush it under the carpet and say it'll be okay, but at the same time you can't dwell on it, because come Saturday you've got another game, and you've got to perform at your best to win games in this division. So we've got to learn from it. We'll debrief it and look over tactical things and technical things, but like the gaffer said in there, I think some of it was our own doing, and when you come away in this league against good sides, you're gonna pay the price ultimately.
The mood in the dressing room will not be something that many have experienced for quite a while.
Yeah, I think everyone just so disappointed, because we fully believe we could come here and win. I think that's probably the overriding feeling in there. If we came here feeling a bit inferior, it might be a bit easier to take, I suppose. But we're fully going every game thinking we can win, and that was no different today. But obviously the performance didn't match that, and I think that's the overall disappointment, is that we didn't give ourselves a chance to win today.
You named League One Player of the Month for August earlier on this week. How do you reflect on the start to the season as a whole? Obviously today aside.
It's difficult, obviously, on the back of a defeat to look at the whole picture. But I think on the whole, it has been quite positive. But we know it can be better, and I mentioned it when I've been asked before. I think we dropped points at Huddersfield, we dropped points at home to Wigan, which we feel like is 2 games where we should have at least got something, especially the Huddersfield game. We should have probably won the Wigan game. And then today is just disappointing. Like I said before, worst we've played. So as much as it's been a decent start, today was short of where we've been, and we've got to pick ourselves up and sort of transform ourselves for Saturday and go again, really.
Is having a full week a good thing, or would you rather be back out on Tuesday night?
It works both ways. I think I'd personally rather play Tuesday, get going and really put it right, but I suppose the full week gives everyone a chance to sort of come back from injuries again, refine little things, tactics, go over things in more depth, and we'll put a game plan together for Wimbledon. But whichever way you look at it, we've got to be ready for Saturday, really.
Word for the supporters this afternoon, nearly 1,300 here, and kept singing all the way through.
Yeah, unbelievable. Again, great support. It's always amazing, home, away, whatever it is. So thank them for coming out again. Obviously I'm disappointed that we couldn't give them a performance that they could really get behind, but like you said there, they didn't stop backing us till the end, and you can see at the end of the game, they're clapping more off and they're telling them to keep their heads up, which is obviously really nice to see because the performance wasn't good enough. So they understand, and it's just really sort of positive at the minute that everyone's pulling in the same direction, supporters, players, staff, everyone involved with the club. So it's about not dwelling on it and making sure that we put things right, but obviously learning from it.